We have a.
That was delayed.
Sorry. Well, we already started for the record, so it's okay.
I move that we approve the minutes of the December 3rd meeting.
It was moved in second. Do we have any discussion? Which case, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Motion carries. We have a motion for the work to approval of the December 17th work session meeting. Minutes. Jessica moves. Do we have a second?
Second.
Casey seconds. Any discussion on that? If none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. In your packet, you have the November 2024 financial report. We have a motion to approve.
I'll do this.
Okay, Peter motioned.
Second.
One way or the
Okay,
I'm on all this.
whatever you wrote down is right. We'll go with that. All right.
Okay.
Is there any discussion on the November 2024 financial report? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Signify by saying nay. Motion carries. Okay. So, move my report to now. A couple things. I kind of announced it once already, but for the public comment, some feedback we've gotten from other meetings are everybody would like a chance to speak. Well, in the confines of a certain length time meeting, that can be challenging. So what we have done this time to make sure that everyone gets a chance to speak is we have shortened the time down to 1 minute each. Everyone will get a chance from the top of the meeting to the bottom, from the top of the list to the bottom of the list in order. Okay, we do ask that you state your name and your municipality for the record, but we're just going to go in order down the list. Okay, that is, again, we've got lots of feedback about. Feels like we just had this meeting. But so that is what we are going to be doing. We do apologize for the shortened time, but if you all look around, a lot of people, and again, we do want everyone to have a chance to speak. Okay. Couple other points I wanted to make. I think that historically the crowd here has been very respectful of one another. We have very different opinions on specifically one of the topics tonight. And I just ask that we continue that. Let's be respectful of each other. Let's acknowledge the fact that we think and feel and believe differently. And that does not mean that the person next to you is somehow evil or somehow doesn't belong here or somehow isn't welcome here. Every voice in this room is welcome. We appreciate everyone being here. So please, when we're talking and making our comments, let's just be respectful of each other's time. There's only 1 minute. So let's, everyone else, please be quiet when someone else is speaking. Give them their full 60 seconds. That's all they're getting. Let's make sure we're not making side comments, etc. It also happens to screw up our recording. So there's that. So if we can please just be respectful of one another. And again, historically speaking, that has happened. So let's just continue that trend on. We also had someone request, which I've never been asked this, so I don't see why not, for us to just go around the room real quick and state our names. There's a lot of people. Some of these name tags are hard to state. Okay, I will start. I am Luke DeBiser. I'm the current council president. And so we'll just go to my left.
Peter Broad.
Jonathan Smith.
Betsy Sarniso. Tamara Plaza.
To simply interject at that point, the 5 of us that have said our names so far are sitting council folks. There are some other ones, but the next person in line would be the borough manager.
I'm Nicole Cephas. Lori Basavicki. Jen Dunsmore, but I'm not a student. But I can take that status if it makes me younger. Eden Zenisek.
Phil Simmons.
Who also happens to be the mayor. Thank you.
Lieutenant Eric Slavinsky.
Jessica Britt, council member, 4th Ward.
Don Lancaster, East Ward.
Casey Newell, West Ward, and also Vice President of Council.
Patrick Doherty, Borough Solicitor.
Okay, well, thank you. And so, as someone pointed out, a lot of new folks, so thank you for being here. So again, big picture, just want to reiterate, 1 minute each, state your name and municipality for the record. If you don't, if you can stand up and say 3 words and that's all you need to say and move on and let the next person go, that's okay. We encourage that as well. And the final part that I will get to is what we are asked, actually, sorry, not the final part. Some folks that have come in and did not have a chance to sign in to speak. We will offer some moments at the end of everyone else speaking. If there's a few people that didn't get an opportunity to sign up because we took the list, we'll also get a chance. 1 minute, same rules, okay? And something else.
The non-private stuff.
Oh, thank you. Yes, Peter, thank you. Okay, now, one thing, somebody who will get to jump the line is anyone who has something they want to say to council that has nothing to do with the Pride event. So if there's anyone here who wants to speak, okay, we have one, hang on, not there yet, but we'll get there. Okay.
We have two.
And I thought that, oh, there's Denise behind the pole. Sorry, Denise. I know she had something that was non-prime, event related as well. Is there anyone else? I should say, before I get to the folks that want to speak about the Pride, we'll just make another announcement. If anyone has anything non-Pride related on the agenda or not on the agenda, just not to do with the Pride event, we'll just let them go first. Okay, so that is what I have to say. In which case, then one last shout out to Public Works clearing the streets of snow, so. And, a little chaotic out there, it's that slippery, so, okay.
I had a text message, there's a man that wanted in the meeting and he said the door's locked.
Actually, you gave me a great last point. For folks that have spoke, there's only so many people allowed in the room. If you've spoken and you feel comfortable and you do not have to do this, but if you want to leave,
3 seats.
oh, never mind, we have 3 seats. Sorry. Well, what I was gonna say is if there is people standing and waiting outside, we ask that if someone is okay with it, please exit to allow them to come in and have an opportunity. Yeah, that's what Nicole just said, that she's gonna go let them in. And so, thank you for that point. That's a good point. So she's checking on them. But if it does end up being standing room outside, we do ask if people are willing, rotate through, let everybody else get a chance to get in. Did I forget anything else?
I think
You
we're.
had a top hat and a whip.
Let's go.
Let me tell you.
Meeting adjourned.
Is it related to anything I just said?
It is, actually.
Okay,
Just
2
real quick.
seconds, please.
Are you gonna have another space on any time in the future? Is there gonna be a bigger space open sometime that you guys have these meetings at?
I don't know if you're really gonna call it any bigger from a
Oh, yeah.
fire department perspective.
Our other meeting place.
It holds
This
more
is a
people.
temporary
Okay,
location.
yeah, this is our temporary location. Sorry, for the new folks, this is our temporary location. The other location is under construction.
Okay, thank
So
you.
I apologize,
That's fine.
that we can only get so many folks in. So, okay.
Nice.
If you're buying, you're welcome to
There's
bring.
8 of us here.
Okay.
Well, just the electeds. What about all of us?
Okay, folks, and with that, if we can move into public comment. In which case, oh, that's anyone,
Jeremy signed up, but Denise did not. I didn't have her sign up.
that's okay. Yeah, we,
You probably know.
again, even though she signed up at the end, she jumped to the front because it's non-pride related. So I guess I should ask, does anyone have any questions for me? Not that any of you guys ever asked me any questions, but.
You talking?
Okay. Okay, in which case, we're moving on to public comment. Mary Lou, you are up first. Again, just formally speaking. Oh, my God. And I just said it out loud. Yeah.
Non-pride first.
Jeremy, you raised your hand first. Please, sir, if it's non-prime related is what we ask. Yeah, just 1 minute. Yeah, we're still gotta get through.
I'm just saying with my disability speaking, I might not be able to get through it all, but.
Well, we'll give you like a 3-second grace period.
I was going against the AD in 1990, by the way. Okay,
We missed you, Jeremy. You haven't been here in a while.
that's because you scare me.
You got 46 seconds left.
Hey, you don't interrupt my.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
You know how you say that Indiana is handicap friendly? That is a total lie. The borough police with the magistrate of Indiana go against the ADA in 1990. The ADA coordinator of Indiana, which is in the courthouse, is not only to help with getting handicap things approved, but also take complaints about businesses not following it. So. Well, so proclaiming something you're not, or so quit proclaiming something you're not, which is being handicap friendly and handicap acceptable, which is not. That's like me saying I'm the skinniest, richest, strongest person of Indiana County. And that's a total lie, because you guys lie, why can't I lie? And I think you guys need a disability rep on the board. And with that, I would like to throw my name into the ring of disability reps on the board, because the Indiana Police Department such follows. And that's for you, sir.
Thank you for being here, Jeremy. We do appreciate your time. And I'm sorry that it was short, but we do appreciate you being here.
And I'm gonna get out of here so other people can come in, and I don't look at all the guys' faces. Except for Casey, because she's the greatest person on here.
Again, I would like to encourage you to send us an email with like detail, so we're informed of what you're referring
I
to.
am filling out the
Casey.
ADA complaint form right now.
Thanks.
Of everything that I'm complaining about.
All right.
Judges and everything, the police department.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Not you, if you are if you have a non-pride related comment, you will be able to, after Denise though. Yeah, Denise is next. But yes, we will.
Thank you. Denise Burdock, Local 580 President. I just have a lot of thank yous tonight. I want to thank council, the negotiating committee, for working so hard with Local 580, getting a new contract. It was the best experience we've had in a long time in negotiating. We're all very pleased and I want to thank you.
Thank
Police
you.
department.
You guys worked hard too.
Yeah, we worked together and that was the best part. Police department, I know, Chief Shaw's not here, but I know Lieutenant Slavinsky will pass on. Thank you for the sympathy card for my passing of my mother-in-law, all the officers signing. It's the little things that matter. And council for acknowledging her. She was a crossing guard for many years and she loved the kids. Councilperson Colaza, Borough Manager Cephas, anyone that I might have missed that sent pastries and cookies and cakes to the street department. It was so appreciated. We felt seen. It made the biggest difference. It's just the littlest things that make the difference and matter. So we just wanted to thank you all for that. Hope you all had a good holiday and a happy new year.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks. Someone had a hand up that said it was a non-pride related comment they want to make?
It is, but
It not-
can I speak later?
No,
Oh,
this is your, unfortunately.
I can't. I
You
can't
get-
speak on two different subjects.
You can in your 1 minute.
Oh, no, I gotta wait.
Okay,
I'll just wait for the next meeting.
okay, sorry. Okay, now to Mary Lou, I'm sorry. Not, I mean it this time. Well, you know what? I
You
didn't.
sure?
Is there anyone else with a non-pride related comment? Sorry.
No, I don't.
No, okay, please. All right, that was Mary Lou.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us the time. And my name is Mary Lou Silva from Brush Valley Township. I am asking you to reconsider allowing the Pride event. And we've stated in the past because of the public nature of that in front of children. So I am not for this event. However, I do want to say that that is not a reflection of my heart. I love you all. I love these people. Jesus loves these people. And I ask that you all take a look at what is true and what is not, and allow the Lord to fill whatever is that place in your heart that is a God-shaped hole. He is our purpose. Our identity isn't anywhere else. That's all I want to say.
Thank you for being here. Trina Flynn? Trina?
Thank you. I'm Trina Flam. I'm from Cherry Hill Township. Did you ever think that by opening a gate on the United States southern border that we here in Pennsylvania would be faced with trouble and lawlessness from it? I didn't. One gate became an entire uncontrollable border. Was that considered freedom of speech? You may not realize that once you sanction this or any control you may now have to maintain order and lessen lawlessness. This event is a group of people that are committed to their lifestyle, regardless of what's right or wrong, or who they will negatively affect. We cannot turn a blind eye to another catastrophic destruction to life, moral values, and respect of men and women as they were created. In the image of God, we were all created, and male and female, for a purpose. If you sanction this event, you lose control. If you don't sanction this event, I can guess that they will rebel and act out, but at least you will send a message that this type of behavior is unaccepted in our downtown. May God bless you and you're making the right decision, because God will have the last say. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Kim?
Hey, Megan, Cherryville Township. I brought you 466 signed petitions of people that are against the drag show that I can turn into you. I'm here for one reason. I come for one reason. I come for her. I come for him. I come for him. I come for her. I come for her. And I come for her. These are my beautiful grandchildren. I come for each of them. I want you to look at their beautiful little faces and tell me how you can continue to sanction this event at IRMC Park and allow this and this and this and this in the middle of downtown on a Saturday afternoon. These people could do this drag show anywhere they please. They do not need to do it in the middle of town. Have you ever asked yourself why they want to do it in the middle of town? This is why. They want our children.
Thank you for being here. There's somebody comments. Kurt, is that right?
Yes, Kurt Olmendinger, White Township. I came to Indiana in 1978. I've lived in White Township for the last 30 years. Banks, post office, courthouse, stores, restaurants are all reasons why I come into Indiana Borough and other people that live outside the borough. So it's all our town. This festival that's to include a drag show is not the kind of activity I think is family oriented and needing to be in the public eye. And it's not about free speech, it's about freedom of expression and behavior. And there's laws in Pennsylvania that govern behavior. For example, you have to be a certain age to go to a bar or a strip club. And you can't appear in a public place under the influence of alcohol. So there's laws against things like this. Don't say it's freedom of speech. I'm not asking the council to take away anyone's right to dress as they wish. And it's public decency that should preclude this event from occurring on a public street in downtown Indiana. Children need not be exposed to this in an open area. It's imperative that the council do the right thing in voting not to permit this, as your rules will make it retroactive.
Thank you for your time, sir. Danielle, is that right? Danielle?
Hi, I'm Danielle Iorio. I live in Indiana Borough. I have a 4- and 6-year-old, and I take raising these children, the morality of these children extremely seriously. This year I did take my children to the Pride event and was completely thrilled at how appropriate it was. Just extremely family friendly. I felt very comfortable, was personally very much on the lookout for anything that would have crossed the line. It very much didn't. And so much so I loved it that the children actually had this as an example of people authentically being themselves, that I wanted to get involved in the organization, and I am. So in talking with folks who are planning the next event, while we are talking about these events, family friendliness and appropriateness is central to every conversation that we're having. So just like the past 2 years have been completely appropriate, I have no doubt that this year and future years will be as well. Everyone's welcome. Glad to have you all, and I'm really, really glad that we have this event in our town.
Thank you for your time. Jeffrey?
Hi, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Bowden. I'm actually the president of the Pride Alliance that puts on the Pride Festival. I'm an Indiana Borough resident. I live and work in this area. I also go to church in this area. You know, some of the folks that speak against us, speak against Pride, actually have taken pictures of children that are not their own and put them online. That is. Something like that. You know. Also, when I was a kid, my father made fun of, the family down the street. And I got on the bus and I ran my mouth, repeated what my father said. It wasn't until later in life that
I'm sorry.
that my family was Jewish, and that was inappropriate.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, we do appreciate you being here. Sorry it's so short, but. Let me get through it. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. By now, you'll know who I am. I am Kat, and for these past 3 years, we have fought diligently. We have been doxxed, photos taken of our children, threatened and told we are better off dead than being queer. Like I said last time, there is nothing more that I can say that I haven't said in these past 3 years. 1,095 days, we have fought for this moment right now. And once again, like I said before, we are not here to beg and plead. We are here to remind and remember that we have the same rights as everyone else, and it is our duty to ensure that. And with that being said, I would like to thank all borough members individually and as a whole for standing beside us these past 3 years. I'd also like to thank the community, my colleagues at Pride Alliance and my colleagues at Outhouse for always having our back and going through this together with us. I sincerely hope we can continue to work together now and in the future to ensure that Indiana, PA is a safe place for all and not just some. So now let's make some history together. And once again, thank you all.
Dave Cooper, is that right?
Yep. I'm Dave Coker, borough resident, former 4th Ward counselor. I just wanted to say I'm 100% in favor of the Pride Festival. Anybody who's been there knows it's 100% positive. And it makes me proud to be a citizen of Indiana Borough. I think it reflects very well on our community.
Thank you for your time. Skylar, did I say that right? Skylar?
Yes, that's me.
Whatever, it's been a long day. Hi, y'all. My name is Skylar Picassa. I am a trans woman who lives in the borough. When I was 14, my first exposure to any queerness, any form of that was Leela Alcorn's suicide. She was 16 at the time, and her parents did not accept her. Walked out 3 miles from her house and got smacked by a semi-trailer on the highway. I bring that up very specifically because I have a kid on the way, and I want them to be able to grow up in a community that is encouraging, seeing other people that aren't inherently like them, even if they're not. But I want to make sure that they know the community is safe and welcoming, drag show aside, targeting children aside, whatever. That's the point of it all, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you for your time. Blue,
Am I gonna fight to just stand here?
I can hear you fine.
Thank you. My name is Blue Kurtz. I'm from Indiana Borough. As Sky said, we have a kid on the way. We're talking about kids being exposed to pride, but what about my kid that has trans parents, has queer parents? They deserve to see other people like their family. They deserve to see that they're not alone. And I'm not saying that my kid's going to be gay or trans, and that's absolutely fine, obviously. But my kid deserves that visibility. And the fact that people want to take that away is just crazy. I'm a churchgoer here. My pastor's gay. There's lots of queer people here. There's lots of gay people here. So we're all around you, whether we have the festival or not. I encourage you to approve the festival. Thank you.
Paige,
I'll also speak from right here, if that's fine.
I apologize. Do you mind standing at least? There you are. Sorry about that.
No worries. I'm Paige. I'm also on the Pride Alliance board. I do not live in the borough, but represent the Pride Alliance organization from Climber Avenue in Indiana. I would just like to once again reiterate that I do resent the idea that the Indiana Borough Police are either ignorant of the law or refusing to enforce it by allowing our event. And I do hope to enjoy your continued support in this and the coming years for this event.
Thank you for your time. Larry Lemur?
That's me. My name's Lamer. I live up in Green Township. I'm in here to express my position on this Pride Festival. For personal reasons, I don't think it's right. But on the same token, they have the same civil liberties as anyone else. They should have it. The thing is, you gotta keep it clean so that there aren't any kids adversely affected in the function thereof. That's all I had to say about it.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Sharon Lemur?
Yes, I'm also from Green Township, Indiana. My name's Sharon Lamer. I just wanted to say, Christians, we are not to, it is not our job to fix people, change people. The rest, give me a minute. It is not our job to fix people, change people, or judge people. It is our job to love people. The rest is in God's hands. Like my husband said, you know, we don't like your lifestyle, but that's not our job to tell you that it's wrong. Just keep it clean. You know, the other pride ones that we've heard of in Johnstown or Pittsburgh, there's been nudity. That's not right. And to put that in the kids' face, just, you know, however you dress is your business. Just don't show parts. And if they do, we expect you guys to hold them responsible, just the same as you would anybody else.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your time. Becky Bachelor? I think I said that right. What's that?
I'm new to this area. I beg your pardon, I thought I had 2 minutes, so.
Sorry.
It's gone a little fast. Drag performances are powerful and can influence people by just one show, one reading, one song. It has been said, it is not a we versus them thing, and they are right, it isn't. It's simply a form of adult entertainment that is meant for adults. Most clubs and drag bingos have age limits. And there's why, because it's adult entertainment, suitable for adults, possibly mature teenagers, but not for the general public of minors. As an IUP student, I am proud to represent those of us who dedicate our time and money to the protection of children, especially those under the age of 11. Some say First Amendment, I say 14th Amendment took that away. We're all equal. There's no hate here, and if the hate comes, it comes from those who just don't accept everyone. Oh, come on, I have a whole.
Thank you for being here.
Very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for being here. Timothy Johnson? Timothy?
Smoke and mirrors. The issue of 100 families is not about being against gays. My goodness, I can tell you stories that I've helped so many. And it's not against the Gay Pride Festival. And you know, it's really not against First Amendment right, because if the drag show could be inside, those rights would be protected. But it is about honoring the trust of hundreds of families, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, who find it self-evident that a drag show in downtown Indiana is inappropriate for minors, children, and youth. If any of you borough council members talk to the Pride people and say, urge them to say, this is inappropriate. How many of you have talked to them? Good. And you said, this is inappropriate, to have this in downtown Indiana. Thank you.
No.
No.
What we have encouraged them to do.
Don't take my time away, please.
But don't put words in my mouth.
Yeah. We've
No,
encouraged.
We asked.
Folks, you know what, let's not get in a back and forth. That's not what folks meant exactly. So I think we misunderstood what your question was.
Hey, Jonathan, I apologize. I miscommunicated. Okay, how many, can I have my time behind that?
No, sir, I'm sorry.
Because I was interrupted.
I tell you what.
A clarification.
Let's give them a little more time. Yeah,
30 more
give us some more time.
30 more seconds, thank you. So, what I'm saying is, have any of you talked to the gay pride people about the needs of children not seeing inappropriate stuff?
So
So,
the
you
answer
know
to
what-
that question is, I think most of us, whether or not we came to the same conclusion you did, is what we would, when we said we don't understand. When we said we misunderstood your question, that's the difference. I think most of us have spoken to people and received answers that we found either acceptable or not acceptable based on each individual one.
Can I have 10 more seconds?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But I want to answer your questions.
This is really about money that the borough, the borough needs extra money to, and that's why they have the drag queens coming in. That's why they have them coming in. They need the extra money as far as that goes. Is it money or protecting the public trust of hundreds and hundreds of families, which is Borough Council? And I just want to end by thanking you for, this sounds positive, but it is, for all you do, even though I sound a little upset right now. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I apologize. Carol? I'm sorry, what?
Vivian.
Yes, ma'am. Carol Vivier. Thank you.
Unless you're our son, we say Vivian. I'm from White Township. Yeah, thank you for all that you do. I know it's a lot of work. We appreciate, I appreciate the Gazette and see so much that you do. And I am concerned. I'm concerned for our young people, as the others have expressed, that it's a public event. It's outside in the venue. And as expressed by people for the Pride Festival, it's about sexual orientation, and that's not appropriate for people of all ages. And my concern is that the public forum, that respectfully, we should protect our children. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Tony, you're up, Tony.
Standing right here.
All right.
Now, most of you know me, I'm not a shy person, I get out and about, I've lived up in Indiana since 1971, I've seen a lot of changes. And in my travels all around the Tri-County area and other places, we have a reputation here. They know about the unofficial St. Patrick's Day. And now this, I heard this in 2 different counties about having a gay event here. That's not the image to present here. I'm suggesting not to put this in the face of little children and kids. Go have it somewhere else. Go out to Mac Park, go somewhere there, but not downtown Indiana. I've lived here. It's always thought of as a friendly, family-oriented community. That isn't so anymore. Simple as that, move it. You have the right to do it, but move it. And I commend the police and the maintenance department for keeping up on this thing.
Thank you for your time. Lena? Lena Ruther, is that right?
No, it's Leona.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Leona.
Leona, sorry.
No, that's okay. So I'm from Young Township. I was born and raised here in Indiana. Indiana has always been a God-fearing county. It was born and bred on the principles of the Bible. Let's keep it that way. You guys already know how you're gonna vote. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what I say, but I'm gonna just say, keep it clean. You have the arts festival every single year. Would you allow a painter to be painting someone half nude? Would that be permissible? No, I don't think so. Would you allow someone to street downtown Indiana, flashing themselves? No, you wouldn't. So keep it clean. I mean, there has to be some restrictions. You wouldn't allow public drunkenness if somebody's exposing themselves. What's the first thing you guys are gonna do?
you're gonna haul them in and they're gonna be arrested. So keep the nether region covered, keep the North Pole covered, keep it clean. I mean, that's it. It just boils down to that. And one more thing.
Thank
Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thanks for- I'll just say. Go ahead.
Right, and demand covers. That's what that says, right? Okay.
Somebody by the name of Dom Man, D-A-M-A-N.
It's nice, that's nice.
Funny.
All right. Okay, Sarah Campbell. Campbell?
That's probably Jeremy.
It might have been, yeah, that would not shock me if that was Jeremy. Yeah.
Good one.
It's nice, it's nice.
His name is Nora, I said, and she's
Hi, I'm Sarah. I am from Indiana Township. I have 2 kids. And I would ask that we have the Pride Festival for my kids. It is important for us to have representation visible because as many of you know, our suicide rates are higher than any other group, or I'm not sure if I can say that definitively. Anyway, they're extremely high. 40% of us have considered suicide, 21% of us have attempted. It is critical that we see ourselves represented publicly and without shame or misinformation. And I'd also like to point out that gender expression has nothing to do with sexuality or inappropriate lewdness. If any of you have ever actually been to a drag show that's for all ages, you would see that it's not inappropriate for children. I mean, there's always drag story hour for kids. That's extremely appropriate and very kind, and it's important. We need representation.
Abby Baum?
Abby Baker.
Baker, thank you. Abby Baker. Sorry about that.
Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm from Creekside, actually. And I just want to say that I think the Pride Festival is a wonderful, inclusive, family-friendly event. It's wonderful. I think that you should vote for it, but do be pragmatic. I mean, it is about money. You get 500 people coming in for a show, they're gonna pay for parking, they're gonna go somewhere to eat, they're gonna pay for gas either coming in or out of town, so that's benefit, that's a reality. And even those guys that were protesting across the street and the masks and the combat boots, they probably had to pay parking. And incidentally, I think they're probably a little bit more scary than a man in a dress dancing and lip syncing to Chapel Roan. I would rather have my kids see that, right? And one other thing, last thing, just realize, everybody in this room, there's so much more that unites us than divides us.
Thank you for your time. Lucy, I'm gonna get it wrong.
McKinnis, I think it would take you more than a minute to get to the table. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I am Lucy McKinnis. I've lived in Indiana for 14 years. I value the community that we have here. And my spouse and I attended with a friend and her children ranging from 20 to 5 last year. And everyone had a wonderful time. It was one of the best experiences I've had of seeing a lot of people of all ages being proud of themselves, seeing themselves in other people in other ages. And when I was a queer teenager, I was suicidal until I met and knew more queer adults, people who have lived, people who are proud of themselves. And I don't know a single queer youth or adult without a similar story.
Anna Signati?
Yes.
How do you say that, ma'am? I'm sorry.
Singleton.
I got it way wrong.
Singleton.
Okay.
Singleton. I want sing to go. All right.
Sorry, please.
All right. I am here tonight to oppose the Gay Pride Festival downtown or anywhere. I just oppose it. And I also oppose the Gazette for putting it on the front page 2 times in living color. I find it to be detrimental to our community. I stand on that.
Thank you for your time, ma'am. Alexis Dolan? Just
I'm Lexi and I've lived here my whole life. I know a lot of people say they're against pride because it's inappropriate and could negatively influence children, which I think is a valid but misplaced concern. My 4-year-old cousin has been to multiple pride events with me, including our local one. She calls it Rainbow Day, and all she sees when she goes to pride is happy people and fun colors. And I know she can also tell how happy it makes me. Kids don't think about how tight a performer's clothes are or any alleged agenda. They're just having fun and that's all that matters. And also, have any of you like been to any art museum? Like most of them are way worse and they allow kids.
Tara Dolan? Tara, I'm sorry, Tara?
1 second, I just have to find my notes again. I had to cut a lot of out. I've been a resident of Indiana my entire life. I work in the borough and in many community events that I belong to. I'm here to support the Indiana Pride event, mainly because my daughter is LGBT. She has the most amazing friends and family and supported by so many in her life. Not all kids and adults have that support at home. We need to give it to them as our community. I've seen the hurt, and as a small community, we should take pride in all of our citizens. Our Pride event is about love, support, being happy, smiling, dancing, showing our love and support to the LGBTQ community. No event I've ever been to in my life has been as happy as the Pride events we have been to. Everyone there is showing love and support. It's family friendly. We have several young children there dancing to music and learning how to love by example and not to hate.
Dave Dolan.
I'm Dave Dolan from White Township. I'm in favor of having the Pride Festival. Everybody definitely does have equal rights. And I've been there with my family and it is definitely a very family friendly event. There was nothing inappropriate whatsoever about people dancing and having a good time. So I'm in favor of it. And I don't think there's actually a legal reason besides somebody's opinion on the subject that you could deny these people the ability to have this festival anyway.
Right?
Lorraine Hawkins.
Lorraine Hawkins.
Lorraine.
Now that you said it, I can see it. Sorry about that.
Sloppy handwriter. I've been to the Pride Festival the last 2 years, and I must say it's a very loving, inclusive event. There was nothing inappropriate there. There's no nudity. Everybody is happy and loving. And the thing I found the most disturbing were the protesters across the street, very intimidating, with their faces covered, masked, and looked like they were on the hunt for somebody or something. So I'm in support of it, and I appreciate your vote.
Randy Bridges, Randy Bridges?
Yes, Randy Bridges, White Township, just west of here. Last time I spoke, I made it clear, every one of you are very important to me. I love you all. Don't understand everything, of course, none of us are perfect. But the Holy Bible's been the best-selling book since 1522. And our country's built on that pureness, that righteousness, that goal to train our children up in the way they should go. And if we stray from that, judgment's going to come down upon us. And so it's important that we help put these guardrails up. This is a safety issue. It's very an emotional, whenever you're in a sexual fit, a lot of people have been killed. You know, and we've seen reports about it. We don't want the children introduced to it. We struggle, we hurt for you. We love you. We know you're going through it, but we want you to understand there's some self-control that is your responsibility. And so we don't want children, minors, or anyone underage to be included in it. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Rick? I'm just not gonna say it. Borough?
Is it Borough?
Oh, it's close.
I live just outside of the borough. I'm in favor of the Pride event. There are a lot of people saying they're against Pride. What they're really against is the drag show. I'd like to remember two things: equal access, and I'd like to remind people of some history. Shakespeare's time, women were not allowed to act, so men played both men's and women's roles, so they were dressed as women. Vaudeville, Stan Laurel, Charlie Chaplin wore dresses in vaudeville and in film in the 50s. We had Milton Berle and Bob Hope in women's clothing. We also had Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon in Some Like It Hot. And we also had, I'm sorry, I left my notes at home. We also had Julie Andrews in a movie called Victor Victoria. She was a woman playing a man playing a woman. And Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. Okay, now the list got brought in before everyone had come in. Is there anyone else who'd like to use their minute for public comment? If you would, please stand up or come to the front, say your name and municipality for the record, because we don't have anything written down for you. So is there anyone else who'd like their 1 minute? I see you moving. You want a minute?
I just want to be able to say that I stood right there and watched the first speaker portray all his love, condemn the police department and so on, and go out here and say some of the most profane things to these patrolmen out here, give them the finger, just as degrading as can be. It's ridiculous. You guys should not allow something like that back in here. That's a dirty, rotten shame. We're to respect our police department.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, sir. Is there anyone else who'd like 1 minute to speak that was not on the list? Sure, we'll get both of you, so yes, you can go first.
Hey, I'm Mindy. I live in Indiana County. And I wasn't gonna say anything, but upon hearing everyone, I just encourage anyone that has never attended a Pride event or been to a drag show to go to one and see the difference between a public drag show and a private drag show. These people are not doing what you think they're doing at a kid-friendly event. There's some where the things you think are happening surely happen, but not to this extent. And then what would be the difference between drag show at a Pride event versus Halloween versus cosplay versus the Comic-Con in Monroeville that takes place? So just be open-minded, I think, about what drag truly means. Not as vulgar as we think.
Here it comes. Okay, ma'am, you had your hand up. Would you like 1 minute?
My name is Karen and I live in White Township. I wasn't planning on speaking tonight. They can have their Pride Festival. I'm not against that. It is free speech. It's the drag show that needs to be taken inside with an age limit. The other thing I want to say is I hear them saying about how they're so loved and what a loving community they are. Well, let me tell you about my experience when I left the last borough meeting. We were harassed when we walked out that door. The girl standing right outside the door, right in my face. You are the one I'm waiting for, she says. I said, excuse me? She goes, are you the one that took those pictures of my children? I did not give you permission to take pictures of my children.
Exactly.
I said, it's a public place. They kept surrounding us, following us, wouldn't let us get around. Cops walked up in front of us and wondering, where are they? Looking around, see they're across the street. We start screaming for them, so they come over and escorted to us
to our car. What a welcoming, loving community they are, aren't they? Not only that, they cornered us at the bottom of the ramp, cat got in my face, smoking a cigarette
Ma'am.
and blew
Ma'am.
smoke right in my face.
I apologize.
Thanks again.
That-
Also shouting at a council member. Wow.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for being here. I'm sorry that that happened. Folks, please, let's keep it down. Is there anyone else who would like 1 minute to speak that was not signed up? Okay, I'm not seeing anyone else, in which case we are gonna move on to the committee reports. Thank you, I thought. We moved very quickly, so everyone got an opportunity. Thank you for that. Okay, moving on to the admin committee. We have a couple action items.
We have a couple of action items. We haven't had a committee meeting, but we have a couple of things that we need to vote on tonight. The first is a motion to advertise the management pension ordinance, amending the management employees pension plan. This is to keep it in line with the other pension plans.
Correct, and we'll go more in detail about it at admin. This is only the vote to advertise it.
It's just to advertise it.
This is-
I was gonna second.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Needs a second.
Yes, Casey seconds, in which case then, now just for the sake of my own sanity, this is to bring it in line with to mirror the union contract, correct?
Correct, they're currently with no offset, and we're trying to get it to the same.
Okay, so then it just basically to bring it in line with the rest of employees essentially. So, which case then we are spending money. Is there any further discussion?
Could you all raise your voices so I can hear you? I'm so hungry, you know.
So we don't speak up. Sorry, oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, in which case, sure, we can speak up. I lost train of thought unfortunately, so give me 1 moment, I'll catch back up, then I'll yell, I promise. So we're spending money, so we need a roll call vote, please. This is to advertise an ordinance, not to approve an ordinance. It's just simply to advertise an ordinance to bring the pension plan into alignment with the rest of the employees. So because there's not very many people left affected by this one, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, so this is an older, more outdated pension plan, we're bringing it into alignment with the rest of the borough employees. Okay, we are spending money, so please roll call vote, Lori?
Yes, Broad,
Yes.
Colazo,
Yes.
DeBowser.
Yes.
Brick.
Yeah.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Noel.
Yes.
Sarniso.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. All right. next.
Okay, we also every January have to approve reappointing a whole list of officials and representatives and all kinds of things. You have a list in front of you. There are some vacancies which will need to be filled. We need a new borough arborist, we need a couple of people on the code enforcement board of appeals. We need a shade tree, member of the shade tree commission. The others' names are there. And so I'm making a motion that we approve the names that are on the list for the various positions.
Second.
Does it need to be stated officially that we would be also trying to fill the vacancies, or is that just assumed?
Well,
In the official motion.
At the committee.
I didn't make it as part of the motion,
It's at the
but
committee, yeah.
I
just
just
didn't know if
assumed
we
that
needed-
was a assumed.
Okay. Want to make sure.
That's why I wanted to make sure that I said which positions we're trying to fill.
Understood.
And these people are appointed and agreed to it, correct?
Yes.
Well, they're appointed and we're about to agree or not agree to it.
But they've agreed. But they.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Well, I don't know, hopefully,
Yeah.
looking for it to change your mind.
We didn't just pull these names out.
I did reach out to all of the departments and or committee heads, and if the names are on here, they have touched base with those people and said that they would be interested in retaining.
Continuing on.
Yeah.
Excellent. That is a good point. In fairness to the folks on the list.
I'm surprised.
In which case we had, I apologize, did we get a second? I think Betsy seconded. Not spending money for this, or are we, since these people get paid?
I mean,
Let's do roll call anyway,
Oh, wait.
just in case.
Wait, stop that.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Didn't last year we say, why do we have the tax collector on here, since we don't technically appoint him?
I actually said the same thing this year. I don't
Okay, so
remember
why
why.
is he still on here?
Yeah,
How
it's
do we
always
move
been
to
on
get
here and I don't know why.
that seat removed? for
He
future?
got elected.
Right, we
Right.
don't appoint it.
Do we have,
But if we take it off, we
Wait,
find
what-
out we need it
right.
on. This is gonna
Bill
be
Luxford, the tax
Right, okay,
collector, he's
whatever. Let's
elected
leave it
by,
on.
he's elected by the
Yeah.
citizens of the
Yeah.
borough.
Yeah.
The issue is, do we appoint him as our tax collector? Does the borough have the ability to assign
do we
someone
have
else
to say no?
That's
to
true.
collect our taxes? I guess we could have
He
a
collects-
timer or someone else.
He collects taxes for other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
The
could have
school
our
board, too.
conversation.
So
So I
just to
guess
be
it's
our,
needed then.
yeah.
Okay.
And then, okay,
That's my
so,
question.
again, I don't know legally speaking, Pat, just do a roll call to be safe, because we are paying, some of these positions are.
I
paid,
do roll call.
and we are spending money technically.
That's it.
Rod,
Yes.
Palazzo,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Frick.
Yeah.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Noel,
Yes.
Sarniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries, thank you.
That's all I have for the administration committee.
Okay, is there any questions? I don't even think Peter was there. Was another one you missed? No, we didn't have that. I don't even remember.
We did not have that.
Feels like it was a year ago.
Public safety was the only committee we had in
Okay.
December.
Okay, in which case then, community development didn't happen. Okay, so moving on, public safety did take place.
Right. I have nothing to add, but we do have three things that need to go, and none of them need second. Move to approve the 2025 West Sylvania Jazz Festival with expanded footprint on May 24th, 2025.
Does not need a second. And I apologize, my brain. We're not spending money, so we can just do a yea or nay, I believe. Okay, well, just to be safe, I think just do the roll call. Yeah,
Okay,
my
Rod,
brain doesn't work.
Yes.
Palazzo,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Frick.
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Noel,
Yes.
Sarniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
All right. Motion carries.
Move to approve the 2025 Summer Family Fun Fest on June 7th at June 7th, 2025.
Is there any discussion? No discussion, in which case then, Lori, do you mind just do roll for all three?
Sure. Rod,
Yes.
Palazzo,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Frick.
Yeah.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Noel,
Yes.
Sarniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries.
Finally, move to approve the Pride 2025 Festival on June 14th, 2025.
It's been discussed a large amount. Is there further discussion necessary?
I have just a small clarification,
Okay,
that I do value the Pride event on so many levels. I attended last year. I saw a lot of kindness and fun going on, like you're saying. But publicly, I did see perverted behavior. From a public safety standpoint, I'm gonna have to say no, because you cannot control it, and I was lied to the first year. And I've reached out on many levels, and I've been ignored. So I just wanted to clarify that it's nothing to do with love for anybody. It's about being decent in public, and if you can control it, that would be great. Thank you.
is there any further discussion on the motion?
I'd like to speak to that. We have officers that are in attendance.
Correct.
And if there was anything that violated the law, I have full faith in them.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's been nothing, both years, from our police department that have indicated that there's any issue here.
Right, and I think there's a gray area, but you're right.
Right, so
You're right, but there's a
that's
gray
what I
area.
want to say here.
Thank
I
you
also
very
agree with Tammy that it's a lot to put on our officers to make them judge and jury in these events, and there is no. This is not against, some votes that may be against us are not against the Pride. We're against a drag show, so just so you understand.
In public.
In public.
I find myself very much agreeing with Casey. I do have a lot of faith in our police officers. And if they're seeing something there's multiple ways that they have in their discretion to deal with various problems. And I have a lot of faith in what they do. And I specifically asked, and there was no reports of arrests or citations at the last two Pride events. And so I do feel necessary to back up what Casey said on that one. So,
Additionally, the gentlemen that were protesting it. I felt as though that was unsafe and inappropriate as well. So there's a percentage in every group that are ruining it for the majority groups. And unfortunately, this has become, if this took place outside of our own meetings, this hatred from any area, any angle, this is not what we want, you know, and it's a very difficult subject. It really is, and it shouldn't be, because if the gas pumps and the cell phones get shut down, we are all we have. It could happen, I don't want it to. So please don't ever misinterpret hatred for truly just trying to be protective of everyone. You're bringing your kids. I'd like to see them in 10 and 15 years. I'd like to hope that they're not in counseling because of what they're exposed to when they're young, on any level, whether it's alcoholism, drugs, or, you know, sexual orientation. So I hope you can understand how much I pray about this to myself with God, so that nobody walks out of here feeling angry or unheard or unappreciated, because you all are.
is there any other further discussion? In which case then, can we please proceed? If you mind, roll call vote, please, Lori.
Yes, Broad,
Yes.
Palazzo,
No.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Brick. No. Lancaster.
Yes.
Noel. Yes. Sarniso.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 no.
Motion carries. That in for public safety, you said you had nothing else, nothing else. Folks, please keep it down a little bit as you're exiting, you're welcome to stay, there's more meeting.
The shade tree.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
big-
For any council.
Anyway,
Okay, so elections coming up.
Get unpaid.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you folks for being here, those that are leaving, anyone staying, thank you for staying. I'm moving on to public works, there wasn't.
Yeah, we didn't have anything, I don't have anything for public works. We're good. Was there something?
All right, in which case, moving on to the commission reports. Planning commission, were you able to make it that one? When you were. No, they're ridiculous. They did not have a meeting, okay. Okay, in which case then, I don't know if Shade Tree had a meeting. I don't. I did not think so. Right before Christmas. Which is personnel report. Excuse me. My borough manager, please.
I do want to let everybody know, if you had a chance to get on our website, we got tons of calls on our garbage. Because January, the new garbage went into effect. So we lived and learned that lesson. It did go into effect, but you don't have your bins yet. So the bins aren't planning to be here till spring. They didn't want to bring them out in the middle of winter. So Eden did, we sat down, she went back, redid our, on our borough website. If you go onto our borough website under garbage and recycling, there's a FAQ questions. We came up with some questions and answered. So everyone that called, we kind of answered those questions and put it on the website. So if you guys are getting calls, because I know we were getting calls, check out the website. All the information's on there. It's forthcoming. The bins should be, we'll work in the spring to get those delivered. We had any questions from, if you have a disability, if, how big the bins are, if you can buy extra, when's the, the once a month, bulk item, that all those answers are on the website.
So for clarity then, are they still picking up as they've been picking up?
They are picking up, you're continuing as unlimited for now.
Okay, until they
So
provide.
they provide
the
the
bins, It's gonna
bins.
be as was.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We're meeting with Waste Management on Thursday,
Thursday.
so they will have their definitive schedule for bulk pickup, but we would propose is that first ward gets first week, second ward, second week, and so on all through the month, so that's easy to remember. Otherwise, at that meeting, they will be giving us some additional information that they will be sending out directly. So obviously, we're more than happy to field the calls, but they are going to determine when the carts go out. They will be putting the carts out and they will be sending material that isn't coming from us. So we should have that by Thursday. But this is kind of all the information that they have
Yeah,
given us at
yeah.
this point too.
One thing that is starting, if you would go on our website, if you have any chemical supplies, you know, the stuff that's hard to get rid of, that stuff is part of our current services starting this year. So that's a bonus. If there's a 1-800 number you can call, they'll walk you through how to get rid of any paint, cleaning supplies and hazardous materials. And I think it's a pretty simple process. So they'll pick it up right at your door. So that is in effect now. So if anybody wants to take advantage of that, they can go ahead and take advantage of that.
Nicole, will Borough residents be picking up the carts at the Borough?
They'll be
So they'll be
dropping
dropping at their
No,
home?
as what we are being told, they are going to deliver them to the homes. So, you know, and then we are also going to offer additional, it's supposed to be additional meetings. You know, if anybody has any questions, like an open house on the garbage cans.
When's the meeting on Thursday?
Well, the meeting on Thursday is just with us.
So,
Bring cookies.
I have a similar question, but not quite the same. Does anyone else have any other questions about the garbage cans before I change the subject slightly?
Yeah.
Recycling. They just abandoned us over the holidays. They never came to my house. What the heck?
You put so much out.
That can't be worse.
Yeah.
No, so our pickup day is on
What day?
Thursday.
Well, that was Chris, so then it's.
Well,
the
no, Wednesday
following-
was Christmas.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
then they were.
we're Wednesday, they came on
They
Thursday.
come on Thursday. If they missed your holiday, you get pushed back a whole week. Yes.
The next week was also one.
Yes.
holiday.
Yeah, they're coming this week.
They'll be there.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Saying, over a holiday where there's a lot of gathering and people and food, and they don't show up for the recycling.
Consuming things that have plastic.
Eat your food.
It's the recycling, it's the cans, it's the
Red
bottles, it's the
Yeah.
the sparkling cider in my
We've
house
had enough to
anyway.
drink, not to worry.
Actually, I have a Thursday is I'm on the solid waste authority and we're about the recycling and we have a opening actually, if anybody wants to sit on. Jonathan attended one meeting. If anyone would like to
I would
be.
like to.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm so into it.
I might have somebody, a council person might be able to be interested in it, but we meet on the first Thursday.
Do
of
we need,
the month.
do we need to appoint?
No,
They
they will,
appoint.
the county actually will appoint
Okay.
them. So, no, that's great. So we actually have a meeting on Thursday and, I will mention that concern.
Next recycling related question, there was talk of a truck making pickups on Friday.
For the bars, yes, they're still working on that. They don't have the truck yet.
Okay.
They don't
That's a
have
bit
it.
of a double-edged sword because they should have come to my house on Friday, they didn't. And I've heard they don't have a route on Friday, so I don't know why they didn't show up to my house. Yeah, right. I am in the third ward. Anyway, no, again, so they don't have the truck yet, okay? But
Well.
is that still a thing that people are at least incrementally moving towards?
Yes, yes,
Beautiful,
they're working on that.
'cause that's a lot of.
Talk about, there's 96 gallons, to me, that just, I don't have any place to put a 96 gallon thing. We're supposed to be able to get a 35 gallon.
You can, there'll be accommodations, if.
Do I have to call that? I mean, there's a number here.
No,
right?
you can call us and obviously we can make accommodations, like we will talk with waste management, we'll make a list of any. If, for the reason, if you're saying I'm elderly and I don't want. There's accommodations we can do.
I don't make that much trash.
Well, then we can do a smaller
Give
container.
me a 96 gallon one and only charge me for it every third month. It still won't be full.
All right, any other questions? Oh, sorry, we cut you off. What else do you have?
That's it.
I think it's worse than what.
And nothing else from Nicole? Any other questions? Okay, which case then I lost my place. Here we are. The chief is not here, but the lieutenant is more than capable. Sir, what, if anything, would you like to pass along?
I would just like to thank Public Works for all the job that they do. They definitely keep our roads safe, and anytime we call in the morning, Paul comes out, he has his guys come out and takes care of it.
And gals.
And gals. That's right. And also the work that they're doing at the Borough building as well, because they're putting in, their time doing what they can over there. So definitely give a thank you out to them publicly.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, other than that, the rest will be on for public safety next week.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions for the lieutenant? All right, in which case, Mr. Solicitor.
I really have nothing to add other than I would like to thank Ms. Brudnock and their negotiating team. It really was a pleasant experience. Certainly there were times where we weren't always going to agree, but we handled it respectfully and cordially. And I appreciate that. And if you can pass that along to your team.
Absolutely.
I think we're getting back to where things were years ago, and hopefully we'll continue that forward progress, working together and letting the employees know that they are valued and they are heard by this council. So,
Appreciate that.
thank you.
Conversations, that's the key.
Yes. Any questions for the solicitor? Okay, in which case? IUP representative in the flesh?
Okay, I have just brief updates. I've included the links to our points of pride, which highlight our achievements in academics, athletics, scholarship, grants, awards, and community services for the final quarter of the year. Two big updates that came out of the December trustees meetings. One is an endorsement of a tiered increase in our housing scholarships for students. And then also the recommendation for a pricing increase for our dining plans. And that's really just due to inflation, higher expenses for food, utilities, and all across the board. We also were selected at the end of the year for an award by the PA Drone Association. IUP has helped elevate the drone industry in the Commonwealth, and we are the only university in PA recognized by the FAA as a collegiate training institution, which is pretty cool. I've also included around the proposed College of Osteopathic Medicine, highlighting our continued progress on that initiative, and then also the dedicated page that we have in place the College of Medicine. So if you want to see continued updates on our progress there. Exciting news for our rugby team. They've clinched the national championship yet again for Division II. Wonderful. We have a really great recruitment line coming from our own high school here in Indiana. So some really outstanding community players on that team. And then finally, we received our 7th year of funding for It's On Us, which is to continue our work to combat campus sexual assault. So good work there, and looking forward to a really exciting 2025.
Thank you.
Any questions for our IUP representative?
Jen, the FAA approval with the drones, do they practice out of the airport, or where do they?
They do some at the airport, but I would have to talk to Dr. Bunhart to see where else they're actually doing their certifications and so forth, but yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, they've done, we partnered closely with also the Johnstown Airport. We have some cool industry partnerships that are starting to take shape there. And also with AT&T, we're starting to talk with them about some initiatives related to drone work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, moving on. I went earlier, and so Mr. Mayor.
I've been spending a lot of time with the EMS, try to get this all squared away with the authority. First off, you folks received the membership letter for 2025. So keep in mind that support will get us through 2025. The authority is trying to be able to kick in then on January 1st, 2026. And the point is, I've been to every meeting and they last 3-4 hours and, we just don't seem to be organized enough yet. So, kind of bear with me and I'm hoping I have a better report when we have the work session. But one thing that they want to do, they're planning on a public meeting to approve the ordinance that we've received that would allow us to then be included in this, authority. And, that's to be at the end of the month. And we have to have representatives from this council be there and vote in a majority, so we'd have to have at least 5 people. Yes, we agree with the idea of having the authority in place for 2026.
And when is it?
And this would be, we pick a day, the 29th to the 30th of January.
And I'm so sorry.
We have Center High School.
Okay, thank you.
So here, but it's kind of gonna be a moot point, I think,
Oh.
because our solicitor is pointing out that.
My concern is, how do we take action? Well, no, I'm not worried about them being formed yet. The question is, how does this body, we would have to sunshine a meeting to be held outside of our municipality, which then we would have to have public comment. We would have to go through the normal formal steps. And to approve an ordinance, did we already advertise it?
And we haven't done it.
Right.
We haven't even got,
Yeah.
we did the
I've seen the
ordinance last
ordinance,
year.
right, I've seen the ordinance previously, but I haven't seen the final one with the numbers in it.
Yeah, we don't have anything with the numbers in it.
So I represent another municipality. I was going to reach out to the commissioner's office and address my concerns, because I don't know how we can hold a meeting outside the bounds of our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And if we can, that's new to me.
Well, there's other authorities, isn't there?
But the point is, this board, Borough Council of Indiana Borough, would be approving the ordinance, which would be an Indiana Borough ordinance
Okay.
to join the authority and to recognize and form the authority.
Okay,
It would be our legal formal step to be creating that authority.
okay.
So that's my concern at this point. I don't have enough information, and that's, the mayor and I were talking about that before the meeting, to determine whether or not that'll even be legal.
So are you suggesting we would need public?
How is it different if we were to go to the state as the council and present something to them? Like we could go.
Because
as
you're
council.
not taking legal action. You're not passing an
presenting.
ordinance.
Okay.
We can go, we could go to a meeting in White Township, to the White Township supervisor and say, here's our information. This body would not be voting to take legal action.
Could we not go there and be present? and
You
then
can
come
go
back
there,
here
you can
and
be
vote
present,
on
that's
it?
exactly correct.
Come
Okay, I
back.
was gonna say.
That to me makes more sense, but what they're putting out, the authority is put out is they want our quorum there so that we can vote there, and I don't know if we can legally do that. Because aren't we giving our public, our residents,
Yeah.
or residents from everywhere? I mean, you're saying you gotta drive from Indiana Borough to Homer Center High School, which isn't that far
For us.
for us, but if I don't have transportation,
Jeremy
I can
knows
walk
that.
to the meeting. If it's here, but I can't walk to Homer Center High School.
So let me.
So
let me ask
that's
you
my
this.
concern.
Are we one vote or would we be 5 votes?
You are
Potentially.
you are voting, your majority of council has to vote to adopt an ordinance to join the authority.
Okay,
And
so,
to help
so,
create and recognize this authority.
so what you're saying is there's a mechanism to do it, this is not what we're being asked to do.
That we need to get the
Right.
ordinance.
That's what
We need to get the ordinance, we need to advertise the ordinance, and then we need
So
to.
in theory, maybe the wrong question is being asked of us at
Right.
this moment.
Now,
That's what we're.
I've also heard
My-
rumors that the county advertised the ordinance on our behalf and on all the participating municipalities' behalfs. I've not seen that advertisement. So do you understand what I'm saying there? I mean, the county may have done that for us and we just weren't aware of it.
Well, we did pass the ordinance that we would go into
Well,
that we would
right,
go forward with the.
but that was a intermediary step to
Yes,
say we are interested.
yes.
And the reason they wanted that step was so that they knew, for example,
It was committed.
how many buildings or residences or whatever their mechanism is for funding this? Because this is ultimately going to appear on your county tax bill at some point that says EMS fund or whatever they name it, I don't care. X number of dollars.
Right.
So we've heard a lot about it. Do we get a presentation at public safety?
Well, that's what this meeting is to be.
Okay, but we're going to it.
Well, I mean,
they're not
the mayor's been updating us.
Oh, I
all
know the
along.
mayor is
I'm sure he'll
definitely on the ball.
continue to do
But I
so.
believe that was the intention of holding it at that central location so that all the different municipalities would be in the same room and hear the same spiel, whether it was the 29th or the 30th. But that's where I get concerned is when they say have a quorum there and be prepared to vote.
That's unacceptable because
That's-
it's a lot of money we're asking people to pay.
Right.
And they're not giving them any public comment periods to
Right.
talk about it.
Well, they may be, but
For the whole
for our
county.
residents,
For the whole county.
how do our residents,
Yeah.
Okay.
your
I think it's
constituents?
So
a
just for-
countywide.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of clarity.
Yeah.
Is it, they're asking us to do this in the wrong way, and it's just a matter of getting the right question asked?
I don't wanna go that far. What I wanna say is I want to do a more investigation before I advise you. At this point, I know they're having the meeting on the 29th and one on the 30th. I think it would behoove you to go as a council. You know, if you all could, you know, a majority of you could go as a council and represent Indiana Borough on pick a night. I think that would work better than half of you go on the 29th, half of you go on the 30th. I just don't think at this point, I could advise you to take legal action at that.
So if we went to this, let's just say we all went the 29th, let's just say. Are we allowed to discuss it?
Yeah, I could.
Cause
You
wouldn't that be?
technically, you would not even be allowed to discuss it because it's not sunshine.
Because we'd all be, you'd have,
Yeah,
as long as 5 of us were sitting next
Yeah,
to
it's
each
like if
other, we
we're gonna
wouldn't be
perform
allowed
at
to.
another location, we
Now,
can discuss.
you guys voted to have mayor as our representative.
As the
As the
district
Right.
representative
Right.
Borough.
for our district, which combines White Township, IUP, and Indiana Borough.
Actually, we just are Indiana Borough and IUP. White Township has their own.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
well, either way, though, we would still need to go through the process of,
And you have to pick just one night. You can't split it up and show up.
based on what they're asking
You
for.
have, you have to
I
all.
thought they asked us to come to a certain night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they gave us a choice.
we have a choice. We just have to let them know by the 13th.
Which night? Yeah.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
even gonna give us another, the work, that's not even another work
Get
session.
them to set up a meeting.
I'll go, Bill.
Well, it's not, I don't think it's a matter of willingness to go, I think it's whether or not that's the
I still
answer,
wanna.
if that's, if we're answering the right question.
Information there. Like,
You what?
you're gonna hear the information in the presentation
But,
there.
but,
There shouldn't be an
but
expectation
the
of that.
belief is they want a vote, which is why they're asking for a quorum.
Right, because if it's,
Basically tell them that we will try to be there, but we will not be voting.
So let me do
Do
this.
they mean a quorum by who is our representative?
No, they want a quorum of your council is the way it was presented to us.
So we're supposed to get all the information
Well,
in,
we could be in quorum
one
without
night
voting.
and then vote.
You can go, you just don't take official action or discuss.
well,
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I think that's what they mean, right? It's just to have a substantial
And then-
representation of your board.
but it feels more,
That
it
would've
feels
been a
more
nice
logical to
Yeah.
have four
Yeah.
go one night, four go the other,
The
then we
way-
can at least talk about it.
The way it is worded, the way it was worded and the way I've read this from both here and Blairsville Borough is that they want you to have a quorum so you're able to vote to pass this ordinance at either one of those meetings. And I have legal questions that I want to get answered before I tell you, go do this or don't do this.
Okay, so what's the next step then?
So my
We're gonna
next
do
step is
investigation.
going, I want to do the investigation. And then I will advise you, you guys pick whatever night you want to go, so we have it prepared. And then if we gotta pull the plug, we pull the plug.
Will you be emailing me or will you be emailing us when you figure it out?
Yeah.
Or do we have to wait for a meeting for you to tell us? Okay.
Okay,
I'll
so,
let you know.
so basically we have to pick now because they need to know before we meet again in any official capacity.
Right.
So the 29th is a Wednesday, the 30th is a Thursday. And I wish I knew we were gonna pick this sooner, cause I don't know.
Forget about 29.
I mean, I earmark all the Tuesdays.
I work every Wednesday night, 1 to 9.
Okay, so in
So I
an
cannot
informal
go.
way, there's a no for a Wednesday, let's just.
I'm a no for Wednesday too.
You what?
I'm a no
Time's
for
the meeting,
Wednesday.
Bill?
I work
Okay, we have
every
two
night.
no's on
Yes,
the-
it's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, no on Wednesday unless. you
Yeah,
want
each
that
night.
4-year-old.
So we have 3 no's on Wednesday, so if we have one more,
Can
even
everybody do
unsure.
Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday is fine.
We may not speak of this.
And you might go and you may listen and I'll have an
Talk to
answer
each
for you very soon.
Well, so if we can't. If we're not doing exactly as how they're asking, going there to vote, if we can't do that, does it matter what night we go on?
I don't know, what do you mean?
Well, for example, if 4 of us went one night, 4 of us went the other night, at least we could talk amongst ourselves and not violate sunshine. Even though we can't vote, we may not be able to vote in this capacity anyway, depending on what he finds out.
Let's get to that.
They asked to have your quorum or representatives there to pick a night.
Well, that would be building.
Okay, so right now we're,
I couldn't even get the email. Would you be considered a vote?
No, after the authority is created, I'll be the vote. But for this group has to.
You have to
Yeah,
vote
that's
to
retired.
approve that we're at, because
Oh, yeah,
at this
Okay, that's
point, now we're down to hopefully the actual financial point of this ordinance and how much it's gonna cost your taxpayers each year to be a part of this.
Are you allowed to discuss your thoughts? Do you have thoughts or you don't want to talk about it?
no, I like to talk about it, and that's why I want to be able to get more information together to talk about it at the work session coming up before this meeting.
Okay.
Because it's easy if you have a community that just has houses. But we have homes, we have buildings, we have a campus,
Yeah.
we have rental properties. And I want to know exactly how we're gonna charge S&T if they have 1,000 employees with a building, how much is that gonna be? It's easy to say each house will be $100. Okay, that's fine, but what about people that have
Multi.
yeah.
if you have students that go to IUP and your kids are being counted there, and then also your house is being counted, that's where they haven't cleared it up for my purposes.
Are they successful in other states that can show a model?
Yeah, I highly doubt we're the first people to think of this.
No, I'm just saying.
Well, first off, we're not the ones that thought of it. The commissioners hired these folks to come in, and you can go to Lancaster County and set up there.
Okay,
But that's the first authority in Lancaster is my understanding.
That's correct.
And so we're kind of we're the second,
Joy.
because we understand that EMS is at a critical juncture
So
and pulling resources of all the municipalities versus.
If we would say no and White Township would say no, the whole thing would fall apart.
Right.
It's just that simple.
So based on what you had just said, the question could maybe, if everyone who works at S&T, for example, lives in the county, it feels like it wouldn't be a relevant question, but because some people are coming in from other places, that where it really matters,
Yeah, it
right?
makes,
Because
it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
We need to know, like, I can't go to IUP yet and say exactly what it's gonna cost because I don't know.
Right. Yeah, how do they assess a business or assess the university, for example? When, okay, my house, it's easy. Your
Yeah.
house is easy.
Exactly.
It's based
Right.
on the property.
and some of the discussion points probably are why do a business, what
But
yes to a business, no to a business.
We have
how much is-
9,000 students on campus.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Some of them, yeah, hopefully.
sometimes.
Oh, I'd like to be
No,
better.
I'm saying throughout the course of the year,
But
sometimes.
my
not
point
during
is,
summer.
Tammy, not all of them live here.
You're right.
So if we're counting dorm rooms, that's not capturing the entire population of the university. So therefore, if a kid who commutes slips and falls on the ice and needs to be transported, see what I'm saying?
It's gotta go to Harrisburg.
How do we do it?
You're never gonna catch every possibility, but it's how do you catch the most?
Right, and to be
Yeah, to
fair
be
to
fair.
Because
everyone,
hopefully we have lots of visitors.
We have
and
to
a lot
be
of people
fair.
that don't
Yeah,
walk.
but to be fair to your taxpayers, how does that?
Right,
get
right.
assessed?
Okay, so you're gonna, Pat is
I'm
gonna.
going to look
Yeah,
into
they
this
do.
because I just have, I just have a pause.
Tentatively, 7 o'clock on
On
Thursday, the
Thursday, the
30th, at Homer.
Center High School.
The point is, there's 38 municipalities involved in this.
There's one that opted out.
And
correct?
if they opt out, then that means everybody, you know, it could mean if everybody's in, it's $100 a household, let's just say.
Yeah.
If somebody opts out, we say, oh shoot, now we're gonna have to charge 110 or whatever it might be.
Whatever it is.
And so that's the thing that's shaky about it.
In our current taxes, is there an itemization for EMS already?
No, there's one for
We
public
give-
safety.
It's part of our budget, we give
Yeah.
90,000.
But it's not like the fire department.
Okay.
Which has a line item in the, you know, as a mill rate.
And this would be on your county tax bill.
It would be, once it's approved.
Once
What,
it's
what the
approved.
question you had was, it's just a line item in our budget where we write a check twice a year.
And as with anything, that could change given economics and, you know, this year it might be $100 a household, next year it might be 105. Depending on what their needs are.
And municipalities then at that point can say, I don't want to be in this anymore.
Yeah.
And then that throws it way out of whack. It's a pretty
Intricate.
As of right now, there was one municipality, I believe, that opted out from the very beginning.
So they don't want emergency
Yeah, it's
services.
one
or
of
they
the
want-
small.
But they're still gonna
Wait a
get it.
second.
Isn't that correct? Bill? It's one of the northern.
Yeah, we still have to respond,
Yeah.
even though, and then then they have to
Then they
send the
can bill.
bill. And what I've been reading is they have a hard time collecting from those municipalities.
Right.
Yeah,
Will that probably be revealed at some point?
Oh, yeah, it's,
Washington Township.
was it Washington?
I think, yeah.
From the top.
So then you ask yourself, well, if you're driving through Washington Township and they're not a municipality and you're in a car accident, you live in Indiana, you say, well, wait a second, I'm a member.
Yeah.
You know,
Believe me, it's a real balancing act to try to get this right. So I guess my point is, let's figure out if the 30th is the best day, because you want to make sure that everybody can come.
well, we have three cannot, so.
Okay.
All right, on the 30th, you're good.
Yeah, right, to me.
So,
Sorry, I meant to say on the 29th, we have, so we heard some.
but that gives me an opportunity to come to the work session right beforehand and say, okay, here's what we finally are agreeing upon. As far as, because you, like you point out, that Nicole, the numbers, we need to have the numbers. And what about churches? You know, our municipality has a lot of different types of buildings and setups and that.
So before we
have a lot of
vote,
tax exempt.
Right.
before we vote, we have to publicly advertise also, or we do not?
Well, that might be, apparently might have happened.
It already might have
Yeah,
happened.
it may have, but I don't
Input
know.
from the press, do you know if that happened?
Yeah.
And whether or not it counts?
What if the question?
Did the
is,
county advertise the EMS ordinance?
I don't know.
Okay,
I've not heard anything.
I've not seen it.
We're gonna get all this together.
We'll get it all figured out.
Focus on the 30th right now and the work session.
Okay, so next step, she's gonna do some, Pat's gonna do some investigation. And then then we'll get more information at the work session
Yeah.
specifically.
Does this include dinner? Do we get a dinner?
No.
Your buy-in,
No, it includes,
Now, the commissioners are meeting tomorrow, we'll try to find out some information.
wonderful.
Commissioners are meeting tomorrow.
oh, maybe, well,
What time's their meeting? What time's their meeting?
Usually what, 10 or 10:30?
10:30 is the.
Who's that,
When
the
do they-
commissioners?
Yes. 10:38.
10:38. All right, in which case then, anything else?
we're gonna talk about the fire service agreement, but it's coming up under new
Yep.
business, so I'm good, thanks.
All
Thank
right,
you.
which case, old business. Is there any old business?
Happy New Year.
It's old business, please. All right, under new business, I have something real quick I want to slide in there. I don't know how many people saw in the Borough magazine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't read it yet.
Yeah, no, the dog, the pup, Axel.
Axel's
on the cover with Hope. And, yeah, Sergeant Hope wasn't in the cover, but the dog was, he got the important one, right?
In the car.
And the car and the tree, and it was very nice.
Hope was
cover.
mentioned in the article.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it was nice, it was very cool to see.
Yeah.
And so, no one else saw it, I have a picture of it.
That was all the chief. He reached out to the Borough magazine because of a previous article.
Okay.
And he was commenting how good it was, that they touched on that, and then next thing you know, they reached out and wanted to, and basically told him that he'll like the next month's coffee.
Yeah. Well, that's very-
That was-
It's very cool.
And that's what it was left at, so, yeah, it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was very cool to see.
Did the
Okay,
community
well,
get that? Did everybody, did all the residents get it or no?
No.
It's a Borough for people.
Yeah. In which case then, unless there's any other short new business like that, just slide in there.
Is there a way you can do they have a link like from the Boroughs Association? That we can link it onto our
I don't
social
think,
media?
because we pay for that subscription.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
we did share a picture of it, but we can share another one so people can see. We have copies in the office too.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat to see.
Local government magazines.
Yeah, you got to move.
Yeah.
I get it.
I got a lot of pictures from friends, like they knew exactly it was our department. And
Yeah, I texted Chief and Sergeant Hogue when I saw it and just sent him the picture. This was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It was very cool.
Can the dog autograph it?
I could forge a
Shed
plate
on
on it, right? Sell them. Anyway, okay. Any other new business before we get to the fire association agreement? Okay, on to the fire association agreement. Mr. Mayor, do you or Nicole want to talk about that specifically, or do you want
First
to
off,
listen to the agreement through it?
the only change in it is the millage, going from 0.187 to 0.201. And what that, in terms of dollars, that increased it by about $6,000 for the year. Otherwise, everything else, all the guidelines and everything are the same.
And we already voted on that millage, right?
Yes.
That's correct. So basically, you're just accepting the IFA as our, for the fire protection.
Yeah, that was part of the,
It's a tax.
the budget.
Ordinance, yeah.
Part of the budget, that's correct.
Okay, is there any other questions about this one specifically?
Yeah, motion.
Well, I'm curious, yes, we do need a motion.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, my question was, we already voted to spend the money, so is this spending money or is this not spending?
No, it's accepting the protection agreement. Well,
Right, so this doesn't involve actual change of money, right? What?
Yes. Or not.
Just do it. Voice vote. It's a
All
voice
right,
vote.
fine.
It's a voice vote.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm taking all these notes.
Voice vote.
Broad,
Yes.
Palazzo.
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Frick,
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Newell,
Yes.
Sarniso.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. All right.
Now just do it.
Right. All right, in which case then, moving on to upcoming events, positive community impacts, Christmas is over. In which case then, what else is going on? There's lots of sports going on. We just had a wrestling tournament. You all missed it.
One of us really.
It's all right, I never brought it up, it's my fault. So a lot of different sporting events, there was a lot of concerts and what have you. What else is coming up? Anything that,
Tree gets taken down tomorrow or the next day?
Trees getting taken down on
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday?
yeah, you're wrong.
Right, it's supposed to be up to the 7th, so anytime after today.
Okay. Obviously, we just approved some events, so those events are coming up a little bit in the future. Anything else more immediate coming up that anyone wants to share?
IQ basketball games.
I was about to ask how the basketball team was doing, but,
5:30 women tip off.
okay, when is it?
5:30
Tomorrow,
tomorrow.
okay?
Women are doing great.
Women are doing great. The men are on the cusp.
Yeah.
They're growing.
Through that.
That's such a nice. way to
Restarting
do it.
freshmen, so that tells us.
Yeah, they're on the cusp, or on the precipice. So last night they went over.
It's always entertaining.
What the girls are doing.
And it's inexpensive.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's here.
And the rugby team did well. So is their season over? The rugby
Yes.
team's over then?
Yeah.
So with all the snow, if anybody wants to make fun designs or build anything, maybe they could reach out to the Gazette to come and take a picture, submit pictures. We have made some really cool things.
Yeah, Tammy did mention that she paints snow.
We made an 8-foot tall polar bear with spray paint and everything. We a bunch of penguins one year, so, yeah.
Just need more snow.
All the Gazette.
Well,
Charlie Hogan hockey tournament is happening. Charlie Hogan hockey tournament is happening at S&T.
Will be available.
This weekend?
Yeah.
What age group is that?
It's all, I think all.
Oh, it's a huge age group, because
Okay.
they take over the whole area,
One
restaurants.
more time,
everything.
what's the date?
Charlie Hogan,
Good
hockey
day.
tournament
Yeah.
this weekend.
This coming week?
Friday,
That's
Saturday,
a big-
Sunday.
That's a big thing.
And it's been going on for years.
Yeah,
If you like
you
hockey,
get kids from all over, I mean, you're all over the area.
I'm gonna run away and hide. I don't want my kids to see them.
It's, the restaurants, like, they pack the restaurant.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, that one, okay, pretty cool. Any other, upcoming events and positive community impacts? There's a lot. I feel like we're positive out. Chris is so happy, right?
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Say
go
one
ahead.
thing. We are trying to find a date at the end of January, beginning of February to kick off our walks works route again. So if there's any input, let me know. So that I can planning.
Outside.
Yeah, yeah, they want it to be in a cold month though, unfortunately, so, but good for the lungs. Yeah, if you have any feedback, let me know.
All right. And are you gonna email us that out again as you go through or talk about?
Yeah, I met with the county planning department and they did want to get something in the last week of the month, but I know that's like probably not going to happen if it continues to be 9 degrees outside, so we would like people to be out there, but I can send more information. The most recent version of our comp plan has been sent out, I think, to most of you too, and there's like a whole page of our commitment to walks works, so I think that we should do this. So, like I said, if you have any dates, times, that kind of thing that you would like to see.
The 30th, we can walk there.
No.
To Homer City.
You could.
It'll be silent because we cannot.
It's uphill.
Downhill to Homer City,
It's
uphill to
uphill
here.
back.
Anyway, that's cool. Yeah, please keep us updated. Any other upcoming positive things? Sounds like we're all tired and wanna go home. We decided no executive session formally, right? Yeah. Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
all right.